Hello, welcome to today's audio log. The time is 7:59 p.m. on the 29th of March 2024. Today's Friday, last day of the week. Oh, yeah, week. Weekend starts tomorrow. I've had a good day. If I'm being completely honest, I have spent most of it, if not all of it, playing Guild Wars 2. It is becoming maybe a little bit of a problem. Maybe. This is how I approach new hobbies or like new interests. I kind of go all in for a short duration, and then I lose interest or I lose motivation to continue, and I move on to something else. And that's how I've always been. And up until recently, I had no explanation for that. But I think it might be, I mean, this is just what I've heard, but it might be something to do with ADHD. I don't know if I have it, but I have heard from other people that typically people with ADHD tend to follow that same pattern. So that may or may not be the reason, but right now my interest is Guild Wars 2, and well, my main interest is, and yeah, I'm having a great time doing it. So I guess I'll just continue until I don't feel like doing it anymore. But yeah, anyway. So my day's been pretty good. The weather has not been good though. I think I've explained this before, but I live in a very old house and we do not have access to underground cables. Like all of our telephone line and like our internet cables are overhead cables, like, you know, connected via poles, as opposed to underground, because it's an old house and it has not been updated for modern technology, I guess. So, because of that, when it rains or if it's really windy, the overhead cables get disrupted and it causes the internet to drop out. It causes, you know, it's yeah, it's not fun. Especially when, you know, I have grown up on technology my entire life, pretty much. It's always been a part of my life, and you know, I've almost always had access to the internet. And I'll admit it. You know, I'm definitely, you know, one of those people that I guess relies on internet. You know, I use it every day. I can't think of a day when I haven't used it. So it's frustrating when it continues to drop out because of poor weather. But, you know, there's not much I can do about it. Hopefully, when I move up to York in September, it will not be like that. I'm sure it won't. But, yeah. I wanted to talk about because I think I mentioned earlier this week that I was planning to try some new recipes because we recently got an air fryer, and you can, you know, kind of use an air fryer like an oven, but I don't need to explain what an air fryer is. I was going to try some specifically air fryer recipes, and I have done this week. I've tried a few of them. I tried a dish called Hunter's Chicken, which is like a chicken breast wrapped in bacon, and then like it's got cheese on it, and some sauce. It was that was pretty good. Um, Admittedly, it was a little undercooked, but I think that's because it's the first time trying it, so it was difficult to determine what needed to be adjusted because we didn't know. But that was it. That was a good one. There've been some others as well. I'm not gonna list them all off, but yeah, it's been a good week of experimentation, and I think we're gonna be doing like a roast chicken at the weekend, so that should be good as well. Yeah, um, I would consider that to be a success. Um, what else? Uh, there may or may not be plans to play some Baldur's Gate 3 this weekend, modded Baldur's Gate 3, with the same people that I play D&D with. We've kind of discussed doing a playthrough, and hopefully it happens this weekend. Who knows? But that should be fun if it does. I have no other plans for this weekend, but yeah, I'm hoping it's pretty chill. There's one more thing I want to talk about, and it began last night when I went to bed. I was hanging out with a friend, and when it was time to call it a night, say goodbye, did all that, and I went straight to bed. That was my plan. As I was setting my bed, or getting the process of getting into bed, I noticed in my very dimly lit room a small black dot on the wall. Small relative to the wall itself. Of course, my first instinct was, that's a spider, because I hate spiders. I have arachnophobia. I'm not a fan. And so I very, very quickly backed up, turned a light on, and yep, there it was. An 8-legged creature on my wall. And it was right above my pillow as well, like on the wall above my bed where my head would be. So that complicated going to bed for a short while. I realized very quickly that there was not much I could do about it, especially since it started crawling up the wall, and my ceiling is very high, so there's no way I can reach up there. I wouldn't reach up there anyway. Am I crazy? Are you crazy for thinking that? No. So I had to go to bed with that spider, knowing that spider was right above me, which was very uncomfortable. I think that resulted in me sleeping quite lightly. Like I didn't fall into a heavy sleep because there was like a constant anxiety in the back of my mind. So unfortunately, when my mother came into my room this morning to collect Luna, which she does every morning, she woke me up, unfortunately. And so I had a late night, and I woke up early, so I've not had much sleep today. I'm pretty tired. And on top of that, the spider is still there. It is still chilling in the top corner of my room, and there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, fun times. To be honest, it's kind of in the best position it can be. I would prefer it was high up, because once it gets, like, you know, goes towards the floor, I have to worry about it crawling on my feet. And that is a horrible thought. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it if he was in a different corner of the room, like away from my bed, but there's nothing I can do. So, that's my situation currently. And I think that will conclude today's audio log, because I have nothing else to talk about. But thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I will be back, most likely, tomorrow for the next one. So until then, have a good day or a good night and a good weekend. And I will see you next time. Good night.